Hello and welcome to this series of videos where you can watch me teaching a pupil to drive from the very beginning right through to the very end. As you can tell at the moment, the pupil's not here. I'm going to be going and meeting them in a few minutes time. The only thing I know about them is that her name is Kelly and she's had 3 lessons before. Now these videos are for anyone who's thinking of taking driving lessons. Maybe you're thinking of taking lessons with me and you want to see what lessons are like. Maybe you're thinking of taking lessons anywhere else in the country and just want to see what it's like to learn how to drive. Maybe you're someone who's training to become a driving instructor. You might want to see what real lessons are like, because I can tell you they're a lot different to the practice ones that you do with examiners and with instructor trainers. So yeah, we're going to get moving in a moment and we're going to go and meet the people. I wanted to show you the whole process of learning to drive, especially from my point of view, what it's like to meet a new people. I've never spoken to these people before. They just emailed me about a week ago now, and we've arranged to meet up today and make these videos. She does know that it's been filmed, and she's agreed to that, so it's not a hidden camera or anything like that. The lessons are going to be done naturally, so we're just going to go out and do them as you would in a real life, real world situation. Please understand, this is quite a big thing for both myself and the people. There aren't many instructors that would film all the lessons and put them online for anyone to watch for free. Please remember as well that for the people this is quite a big thing. It's not easy to learn to drive at all. And if you know you're being filmed and you're going to be put on YouTube and you're going to have thousands of people watching you, it's not easy, so I hope you bear that in mind when you're watching these videos. Also as well, although this may sound a bit strange, this car is where I work. This is my little world. So in a way, me inviting you into these lessons is a bit like inviting someone into your house. So, please be kind and polite and treat people in videos with respect. So anyway, a few things about filming. I may or may not be using the pedal camera, because if you watch my videos normally, you know there's normally a camera on the pedal so you can see my feet. That depends on the people, how tall they are, because I don't know anything about her. If pupils have to sit closer to the wheel, it wouldn't be suitable to have a little camera there. Even though it's only a really small camera, it doesn't really get in the way. But we're going to work that out when I meet the people in a few minutes' time. I think that's about all you need to know for now. I don't know how the video is going to work in terms of, this might be a one-off. We might only do a few with specific topics like roundabouts or manoeuvres. It's up to you to decide. Let me know if you like the video. Please do click on like. Please don't watch these videos and think, well, everyone else will click on like, I'll just wait till he does some more. If not enough people watch them, I won't keep doing them. So I need to know it's worth my time doing them. So yeah, there'll be more details in the box below, in the description box on YouTube and whatever. So let's get going, let's go and meet the people, and let's see how this goes. Okay, so we're going to meet them just up the road. It's only about a 5-minute drive if that, and I've got about 12 minutes to get there. So I do like to be early for first lessons. It's always good, or for any lesson for that matter. So yeah, we go into the road right. When I first meet the people, by the way, there might be a few minutes that I'll take out of this video where I might talk to them about the cameras and things like that, checking the license. I don't know. This first video is actually the hardest of them all to do, because this is only a 1-hour lesson. I normally do 1 hour to begin with to meet people, and then 2 hours after that. So yeah, let's go and see what they're like. It's quite interesting when you're a driving instructor. Some people have asked me this over the years. What's it like to meet people? It's going to get out its junction first, and I'll tell you. It can be quite weird because, think about it, if you're watching this and maybe you already drive and you're just interested in these videos, think of what it would be like to just drive and meet a stranger in the street and just hand them your car keys. It's not that easy to do. I know it sounds, you just meet someone. It's not always easy. Some of the people I've met, I could tell you some real stories about the characters I've met. As soon as you meet them, you think, oh no, I'm stuck with this person. Of course, not normally, most people are fine, but you get some real, strange people. I'll do a video about that in the future, maybe. So, some of the strangest people I've ever met. Anyway, I'm just going to drive towards the end of the road. I'll actually be there probably about 7 minutes early. I hope they turn up, because if they don't, the whole video is a waste of time. But yeah, I'm going to try and make these videos as unedited as I can. So I'm going to try and just put them online as they were made. There may be times, for whatever reason, I have to remove parts. It could be some legal reason, or somebody mentions the name of someone or something or whatever. But I'm going to try and make them as unedited as I can. I've got no idea how I'm going to release them yet. It might be 1 hour, because it's going to be 2 hour lessons normally. It might be 1 hour a week, because it takes about 40 hours to learn how to drive. So that will be about 40 weeks, about 10 months that series would be. I don't know, I might do 2 a week, I just don't know. I'm going to work that out, and again, that will be in the description box below as and when I've worked it out. So not too far away now. I'm just going to go and meet this pupil. It's just up the road. Now this pupil lives right by the area that I normally teach him, which is quite handy. It's always bad if you go past the road where they live. It's the next one then. Yeah, because I don't use a sat nav, I just like to do it all, sort of manually. I think it's this one, or is it the next one? I think it's the next one, yeah, next one up. This is one reason I'm always early, because if you get the wrong road or something, you don't want to be late. So yeah, I'm just going to go and park in this car park, and I'm going to meet her here. So I don't know anything about her, I don't know what she looks like or anything, so it's a good point. Whenever you meet people, you're always kind of thinking, what are they going to be like, how old they're going to be, their age, whatever. So I'm just going to turn around and park up and wait to see. Sometimes, most people you teach are quite, young because they're learning to drive, but sometimes I've had people who come out and they're like in the 60s and you think, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Anyway, I should just wait now until she comes out, and then we'll get started. It's got about 9 minutes to go, so let's just wait here. And I'll get a few things ready before she comes out. There's like a sheet of paper I normally give people, which is that one. I think I've already got one here, I've already got one of those out. And there's another one which I should do at the end, which is just about filming, just people signing to say they know they've been filmed. Anyway, let's just wait and see how we go. So yeah, whenever you're waiting to meet people, it's not so bad here because it's a fairly quiet road. It's quite easy to find someone. But sometimes you pull up like in the city centre, and you've got no idea who it's going to be, and you're sort of looking at everyone. Is it that person? Is it that person? Are they going to be the people? And sometimes I think, oh God, I hope it's not them. You think, oh, it'd be nice if it was them. I don't really mind. You don't judge people, but you've got to be able to teach all sorts of people in this job. But it is, that man's had a short trip, look, got in the taxi and he's got out and run back in. Anyway, yeah, so just sitting waiting here still. I might play this half part of the video, I might speed it up, I don't know. I'm just waiting for the people. I've arranged to meet her outside here, so I can't actually go and get her because I don't know, exactly where she is. But yeah, about 6 minutes to go. And you're always hoping to turn up. Of course, it's really annoying when you drive to people's house and they don't turn up. Most people do, but some people will either forget or, they just change their mind, or they're too scared to turn up or whatever. But it's what it's like for an instructor, just sitting waiting for people. I suppose she's going to come out that door there, because that looks like the place to go, but I don't know. So yeah, when she comes out, what I'm going to do is tell her what we're going to be doing on the lesson. This is not meant, by the way, to be a guide to perfect lessons. There's no such thing as a perfect driving lesson. You have to adapt your teaching to the people. I will be doing another series of videos that run parallel with this one, where I'm going to take excerpts from these videos and show you how instructors teach. So I'll be showing you the techniques. It might look as though I'm just sitting in the car saying left, right, left, right. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that people don't realise until you start training to become an instructor. There's an awful lot that goes on when you teach someone to drive. And I know sometimes people think, oh, it's easy being a driving instructor. It's not, I can promise you. There's a lot you've got to think about. But that will be coming later on in the series of videos. Anyway, I'm just going to keep quiet now and wait for the people to arrive. And unfortunately, it started raining. Yeah, I was trying to film these videos for quite a while in the summer, and I had a couple of people say they wanted to do it, and when I turned up, they just bottled it and didn't turn up. So yeah, it's a shame the weather's not nicer, but you know, it's still only mid-August now, getting towards late August. Should be able to see me teaching in different weather, like rain, sun, bit of snow maybe. I should point out as well, by the way, that this is the end of a long week for me, so if I do seem a bit tired, I've had a very long week, a very long year, very long life really. But yeah, I've got loads of work on lately, so much work, it's just been mad. I mean, I've been getting 10 pupils a day coming in. I just can't keep up with it. You only need maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 new pupils a month, if that, and I'm getting 10 a day. It's just crazy. But yeah, it's good. Nice to be busy. Nice to know that people want your services. People are happy to learn with you. I've just passed my 11th anniversary, by the way, as a driving instructor last Monday. 6 days ago, 5 days ago, whatever. Yeah, 6 days ago, Saturday now. Last Monday was my 11th anniversary as a driving instructor. So I should be used to it by now. This is probably about, I don't know, this was about the 550th of people I've met. You know, I've done this quite a few times before. Never had anyone live down this road, because I've often said, you know, I've probably taught someone who lives on most roads in Birmingham. And when I drive down roads, I think, oh, I taught that people there, that people there, that people there. So yeah, there aren't many roads I haven't taught someone on. I'm just going to move that speedo back a bit, because you might see that better. You might start better now, I don't know. Let's just see how that goes. This first video is a big experiment. You know, just see how it all works. So what, 2 minutes to go, 1 minute to go. Oh, open the door.
Hello.
Hiya. So I left the doors locked. How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
No, and you? Can you see your licence?
Oh, of course you can.
Looks like a new one.
Yes. A couple of months old.
Yep.
There's that one.
Top.
And then
So you said you'd done, was it 3 lessons before?
I have done, yeah, I've done 3 lessons with the instructor that I'm with at the moment.
Yeah.
She didn't do any eyesight test or anything like that with me. She didn't check the paper part of my provisional, just my little card.
So she didn't know if you're legal?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise that myself until I seen your video, and I thought, well, number one, that's something she hasn't checked.
But I've had 2 in the last year who said, can you read that number plate? And I couldn't. And if you can't read it, then if you have a
But
crash,
that's something that you're asked to do in your practical, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. If you can't read it and you crash, then you're in trouble. I'll be in trouble as well. Probably half the lesson will be sprint get out of this junction.
I know, it's quite bad here, isn't it?
Someone's knocked the cone over again.
And then things that, I mean, I was doing some driving, but things that I was doing wrong, she wasn't telling me where I was going wrong, so then I was having to come back to YouTube to figure it all out for myself, and I figured out the problem that I had at that particular point was clutch control. There was a junction on a hill, and I found myself kind of rolling back, and I was like, why am I doing this? And she said, oh, don't worry, you'll be fine, you'll get it, but not actually telling me how to correct it. And I thought, well, no, and I had to come back home, spend the next few days figuring it all out for myself, and then the next lesson it was fine and I got it. But I think that's something maybe she should have.
Clutch work, I mean, you normally go over that, well, from the beginning, because if you can't do the clutch, you can't do anything.
I haven't done anything with dashboard, or she hasn't told me what anything inside the car means, or anything like that, so that will all be from scratch. So I'm just going to put it on because it's steaming. Yeah, that's fine. And she's a lovely lady, she really is, she's really nice, but it just, I don't, because obviously I've not drove before, I'm not sure what to be looking for in an instructor. So like watching your videos has helped, and I thought, oh, maybe I'm not being. And I have 3 children. So it's something I'm taking very seriously. I want to be able to be a good driver. Learn correctly.
That's good. You have 2 round here because the maple. It's got a nasty roundabout.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go towards Hollywood, just down there.
That's fine.
I was going to go to Hawksley, but it's a little bit further. So it should be good. As long as our van doesn't crash. Yeah, this one, what I'll do probably is go from the beginning, just because then I can make sure you know everything you need to know.
Yep.
If you miss things out at the beginning, it all goes wrong later on. Because I might say, press this, and if you don't know what that is, you can't do it.
That's it.
So,
I'd rather just start from scratch now. It's like I haven't done it before.
You might find something that you can fly through, because you might know certain things. We can kind of skip over if you've done it before. But we'll see how we go.
Okay. Is there anything that I should be aware of? I mean, I know you said not to mention any, which I wouldn't.
Oh no, the one thing about the camera, if you see my videos with the camera down there with the pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment that isn't there. I might put it in later on. Depends where you've got to sit. Because if you've got to sit too close to the wheel,
right,
then you can keep smashing it with your feet.
Okay.
So normally it's one of those, but at the moment that one's not working, so I've got another one, which is like a little pocket camera.
Right.
It's still good, but if you don't know it's there, you're not used to it, you can keep smashing it. So I'll put that in later on, but if you keep knocking it off, just leave it off.
Okay.
So they get the top ones. So it's going to start down this road.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's nothing you have to worry about because any part of the video I can edit out, like some of this, whatever. I don't have to put every second on. It's going to be good about it. Was he around here before you came or somewhere similar? Because normally this is the kind of place.
No, she took me Kings Norton way.
Oh yeah.
By Art King's School, around those roads.
Yeah, that's right. Can you read that silver car's number plate?
I can. It's VN55KXY.
Yep. Normally you do that from outside the car, but if you can see it from inside with the rain, then that's even better.
Okay.
I mean, the blue one you can't, but if you can see that's really good, but I can't see that one. But no, that's too far away.
No. Yeah.
The standard for the test is about where the car is, maybe a bit less, so that's like further than you need. When you finish, put your bag in the back.
Okay.
Always put it on the floor, because if you put it on the back, you can fly off and knock you out if you break off.
Pop it there then.
Well, do you want to swap over?
Okay.
So your door I can't leave open, otherwise it gets
No, I know, yeah.
Well, so let's go from the beginning. Do you know all the controls then, Giselle? Do you know some of them? Some of you saying you didn't go over them all, but...
I could probably have a guess at some. Some I would know. I mean, I know this is the steering wheel.
Yep.
I know this is the signals.
Yep.
I think this may be for your windscreen.
Yep. That's
wipers.
it. That's good. What's that one do?
That's your handbrake.
Yep. How does that work? Do you know?
At a guess, I would say it stops your back wheels.
Yep. That's good. When should you not pull that on? Because one time we particularly don't want to put it on. If you don't do any, it doesn't matter because this is what we're going to do today. But when would it be bad? There's one time it's really bad if you put it on.
I have no idea.
So it's when you're moving at all. Because if you're moving at all, you put it on, locks the back 2 wheels. Your
right.
back end skids around, and you could skid anywhere.
That makes sense.
Yep. So it's only meant for when you're still. The proper name is a parking brake. So it's when you're sitting dead still, you put it on. The gears. Which gears did you do before?
I've got up to 4th.
Yeah, that's good. What kind of speed was that?
A low 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
She had me, I think it's the bypass before Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
We did that, the last lesson that I did with her.
That's your third lesson?
Pardon?
Is that your third lesson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because normally you wouldn't go on there till like your 10th,
I know.
11th, 12th. Yeah, because no, that's quite a fast road.
That's why I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, normally you would do, that wouldn't come in too much later on that. Yeah, so we did them today, first, second, third. If you did that already, that'll be fine. We'll just skip over. We'll skip over. We're going to go over that. This stuff for now you don't need to know. This is the heater, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
For the moment, we should be okay, although it's running quite hard. But I've left it on there. It should be all as is now. You might know for your test, you've got to know all of that. You've got to know how to operate it all, because they're going to ask you things about how to operate the heater. Is there any time you want it to pass for, by the way? No, doesn't it matter? Just so I know.
I do have a target in mind.
Yep.
My sister's having her first baby
Yep.
in November,
Yep.
and I want to be the one to pick her up from hospital
Over there, yeah.
and take her home.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. At the end of October, this car's changing, so this will all be different.
Right.
But if you pass by then, that doesn't matter. The new one will be a lot easier. It's every car's different, but they're all pretty much the same thing. This stuff for now you don't need to know. The stereo, whatever, we can leave all that. What does that one do? Probably never need that, but just in case.
I think that's hazard light.
Yeah, that's it. By the way, I forgot that thing there is just the extra microphone, in case you wouldn't know what it is.
Okay.
It's just that the ones in the camera sometimes aren't so good. Looks like it's kind of pointing at you. So, yeah, hazard lights if you need them, if you're out down, but you should never need them. That one locks the doors. It's always good to drive the doors locked, because if you don't, you could potentially get people trying to steal your car. It doesn't happen much, but it does happen now and then. If you crash, say, it should automatically unlock. I've never tested it, I don't know, but it's supposed to unlock if you do have an accident. Which pedal's which?
The one on the left is clutch.
Yep.
The one in the middle is your brake.
Yep.
And then the one on the right is your accelerator.
Yep. Just so you know, the accelerator will call gas because it's easier to say gas.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know, you call it what you want, but I call it gas. So if you try to say accelerator, it's
No, it is easier to say gas,
Yep.
isn't it?
So do you know about setting the car up? There are other controls we'll do in a bit, but do you know how to set it up?
As in seat.
Yep, that's it. So which pedal should go down all the way? Because there's only one you normally put down all the way.
That would be clutch.
Yep, that's good. So if you want to move your seat forward a little bit, just
Okay.
before the other controls, I want to make sure you can reach
So I'm
all.
not really sure
Just
how to
that
do
bar
it.
right in the middle, so at the front. That's it. Just all pull that up and slide yourself forwards a bit. This road's pretty flat, so it should be okay.
I can't feel it.
Just got to pull that right up in the middle there. So right in the middle, that's it. So just all slide forwards. So down there, that was all right across the front.
Oh.
That big gap bar. Down it. That's when you put your left hand.
Oh, yeah, I can
That's
feel
it.
it now, that's it.
When you get used to it, it seems easy, but every car's got different things. Do you know what car you had before? Roughly what kind of size or whatever?
It was a Vauxhall Astra.
Yeah, that's a bit bigger. So it's alright as long as you're not used to anything too small.
Okay.
What else do you move with your seat, maybe? Because this is probably okay as it is, but what might you need to move?
I think you might be able to move your seat upwards.
Yep, that's it. Is that okay though, is that I need to move? It looks about okay as it is. Because normally it's about the same height for everyone, but yeah. That's it. That's as high as it will go.
Yeah.
You can move the wheel and all that, but we'll leave that for now, because you don't need to move all that. It should be okay as it is. What else do you need to put on? What do you need to do?
Seat
Yep,
belt.
that's it. The belt on this car I mentioned is quite a long way back. But again, it's not too far. Do you know why you shouldn't put your belt on first? Because there's a reason why you put your belt on after you move your seat. Just in case, because if you do this, it hurts.
I don't know
No.
what.
Whereas if you pull it forwards hard, it locks like that. Like a.
Right.
It's that to stop you crashing or going out the windscreen if you crash. So if you put that on and move your seat, you can injure yourself like that. Because if you go like that, you can really. I've only had it once, which is why I wear this blue thing. But if you pull it forward too hard, your shoulder goes out.
That
like
makes sense.
So it's a bit awkward, or a bit painful. Right. It's a bit hard now to do the mirrors because it's quite sort of rainy. But what should you see out the mirrors roughly, like the middle one? What should you be able to see out there?
I should have a clear view of what's behind, which I haven't at the moment.
It's hard with the fog. So when I move that one around manually, just kind of pull that around. The cameras don't get in the way, so don't worry about that, because you can move it around anywhere and you won't affect those. So if you want to pull that one around, and just make sure you can see, well, I mean, you can't see a lot because of the rain, but you can see like the white lines on the floor maybe.
Yeah. I can see both sides of the pavement.
Yep, that's good. This is quite a big mirror, that one, so you might find you can see the top and the bottom of the shelf, but because it's quite a sort of tall mirror, you can see quite a bit.
I can see, yeah.
The side mirrors you can't see a line again because it's raining, but how much of the car roughly should you be able to see?
I'm not sure.
There's about 10%-ish, 10-20% of the car, so the width of 2 fingers like that.
Right.
Different ways you can do it. I know now it's hard to tell because the rain makes it look a bit weird, but should be about that much car-ish, and about the rest is pavement or whatever there grass. And the right one should be the same. So do you need to move those, are they okay?
The left one, I think I would, I can only see a tiny little bit of the car.
So just by your door handle there, there's that lever, a little dial. I think it's already turned left. Yeah, so just want to move that one right, or pull it all that way.
This way?
Just don't turn it, so turn it back to your left.
Right.
And then just sort of move it like that. See, your finger goes on the edge and sort of pushes over. That's it. So I don't know what you can see because where I am I can't tell, but
I can see the back half, say from the middle to the back of the car.
Yeah,
is that about right? Yeah.
It should be so. I know you can't see as well now, but it should be so that the horizon's halfway up
right.
The mirror, but it's hard to see anything with the rain. It's a shame it's raining because it would have been nice otherwise. But so do you know about the difference with the mirrors between that one and that one and that one? Because the outside two are different to the inside one, apart from the fact that one's inside.
No, I don't know the difference.
It's hard again to see now because of the rain, but looking behind us, that mirror is more bent. So it's convex, like that kind of glass.
Right.
Not quite that bad, it's like a curved shape, but it's quite bent. So that one, things look smaller than in the middle one.
Right.
Because when you did the bypass, that's really important. Did you overtake anyone or not? On that fast road? Did you do any overtaking?
I haven't done any overtaking.
No, that's good. Because when you overtake, if you look in that mirror, things can look really far behind you when they're not.
Right.
So that's why that mirror is not it's not as good, but it's not as useful as the middle one, depending on the situation. At the moment, they're all useless because you can't see anything. But we'll get rid of that steam in a bit. Yeah, so that's the setup done. Why must you move the seat before the mirrors?
Because, well, I guess I would say your final seating position, that's where you are going to, and then you would adjust your mirrors accordingly.
Yeah, that's it. So if you move the mirrors first, what would happen if you then move the seat?
Well, then if you move your seat, then you haven't got a true kind of...
Most people don't do it, I know, but it's just, just so you know, because some people do move the mirrors, move the seat, and then you got it wrong. The doors you might have mentioned before, you might have done on previous lessons about you've got to make sure they're shut. It's simple in this car, you press that button and it locks like that. If it doesn't do that, show this one. If I can't even lock that, should be on it. If you do it like now, it goes.
Right.
It doesn't. Click, like that. So if it clicks twice, you know they're open. I know it's fairly obvious, but like that is not. That is shut, but it doesn't look shut. So you have to give it a good slam. So these doors are quite heavy, and it's definitely shut all the way. Okay, so any of that you want to go over, is that all good? Because this is really find out what you know, what you don't know, filling in the gaps. And I'm just taking it from there.
I don't think there is anything else I need to ask.
So, other controls we can go over, the signals you mentioned, you know about those. What are the dials in front of you?
That will tell you your speed, how fast you're going.
Yep.
I think that would be your petrol.
Yep.
And this, I think, is your rev counter.
Yep, that's it. What is the revs? What does that tell you? What does that mean?
I think it tells you how much gas. Oh, it's the engine, isn't it? How many spins it's doing.
That's it. So the more it's like power. So you've got speed on the right, power on the left, not 1 to 6. So there are other controls you can go over. We'll leave those for now because you don't need to know them all. You know the main ones, the pedals, the heater rod, for you for now. The signals now you won't need so much today, but the other ones we'll go over in the future. There are many others, but there's a few we haven't done. Well, so do you know about turning the car on? How do you turn it on? Like the proper way? What's all the checks you need to do?
It would be here.
Yep. What do you need to check before that though? Because there's 2 things you need to check before you turn on.
Not sure.
Safety checks. So what we do there is called a cockpit drill, which when you get in you do seat, your mirrors, you do all that kind of stuff. The safety checks are your handbrake is on, which is up all the way. And do you know normally why do you leave your car parked in gear? Because you're not supposed to ever leave it in neutral. I did them because we're not going to go too far. But if you walk around and leave your car, what should you be in 1 or reverse?
I'm not sure because I always thought that if you've stopped your car, you put it into neutral.
You can, but if you leave in neutral, I can't really show this that well now, but I'll show you later on. If you leave in neutral, your handbrake fails, you didn't put it on properly in the first place.
Right.
Then your car rolls away, which you won't now because we're flat. But if you leave it in gear, your car won't roll anywhere, so especially if you're on a hill. So if you're going down a hill, you leave it in reverse. It's like the opposite way to the way you want to go.
Yeah.
So reverse, stop you rolling forwards. If you're going up a hill, you leave it in 1 to stop you rolling back.
Right.
So you don't have to, but if you don't be too surprised if your car's not there. I've only had it once, was it 2008, when someone behind me didn't put they put the handbrake on like that, they walked off and the car just smashed into mine. So if you do leave in 1 on reverse, you won't get that problem. just doing that can save you a few £1,000.
Okay.
Well, so you want to go hand brake in neutral. How do you tell if it's in neutral apart from looking? How else can you tell?
I would imagine it's just by it moving freely.
Yep, that's good. If you try and put in 3, you know, so it doesn't move as well. You're going to put it into 3rd.
Okay.
And it doesn't go left and right so well.
No, that's a lot more stiff, isn't it?
Yep. All cars are different, but this one's got really good gears, so you can sort of let go. It kind of bobbles like that, so it's quite a good system for the gears. I haven't driven Astra for about 10 years, but you don't have to push these too hard, they're very smooth. We'll come back to this later on, but they're very soft, kind of smooth gears. Right, so do you know about the way the key goes in 3 times? Kind of goes 1, 2, 3.
No.
No. So if you try and turn the wheel now, I think it won't turn because you'll be locked. Yeah,
yeah.
It's that click, it locks. So number 1, it unlocks the wheel.
Right.
So if you try and turn the key now, just see if that'll turn in the ignition. It probably will, but if you won't, you need to wiggle the wheel as you turn the key. Yeah, so if it doesn't do that, what you need to do, that's just like that, as you turn the key. And 2 is good, that's fine, that's it. So 1 is your wheel lock. I thought the car was going to drive into us. So if you turn it against number 2, that goes to the electrics. So things like the heater, whatever, that all comes on if you need that. This again is all part of the show me, tell me stuff. No, I didn't ask you on the test, I'll leave that off for now. Or I can leave it on actually. But you need to know all that eventually. The wipers are left on for you for now, so it should be okay. What does number 3 do when you turn it to number 3?
I would guess it would start the engine.
Yep. Okay, so as long as you've done your safety checks, which have you done, hand brake is on, gears are neutral. Yeah, right, let's turn them.
Okay.
So, sounds obvious, but how do you know the car's turned on? You might know this from my videos, I don't know if you watched any of these, but there's a way you can tell it's turned on, a few ways.
I'm not sure.
So you sort of hear it, and you feel it, but what else is different about the dials?
They're all lit up.
Yeah,
and
that's it. What does that red light mean on the right, the one by about 20 miles an hour?
I don't know. I've got a feeling it's something to do with the brake.
Yeah, that's good. So it's when your hand brake is on. So if that's on even a little bit, like if I take that motor all the way down, that should be off there.
Yeah.
If you pull up even a little bit like that, it comes on.
Come on.
So whenever you're driving, that's got to be what you just should never be on. The lights on there would be like the lights on traffic lights. So if it's a red one, it means sort of danger, will stop. I'll stop now because if that's on, you shouldn't be driving your car.
Oh, right.
If it's orange on there shouldn't be any orange ones on there now. If there is an orange one, it means you can carry on driving but get it serviced as soon as you can.
Right.
And if it's green, it means it's okay to carry on. Like when you turn the lights on, the lights, by the way, are to the right of the wheel. You might need them on today, probably not, but they're just to the right underneath the air vent on that little switch by the door. It's not
I can see them, yeah.
So if you turn them all the way to the right now, I'll turn them on, I'll dip to beam, and you get a green light down the bottom right.
It lets you know that they're on.
So if it's green, it means it's okay for it to be on. You might as well turn them off now because it's not too dark. Yeah, so that's what you do. So you get in the car, set it up, seat, or dual seat mirrors, hand brake, neutral, that's still good. So just talk me through what you know about moving off. This is the big thing to go over. Just make sure you can do all of the moving off.
Okay, clutch down.
Yep.
Into first.
Yep.
Get your biting point.
How do you do that? Because there's something you do just before that. You do, but there's something else you do as well.
You can tell by the car moves.
Yep.
And you can tell by the sound of the engine as well.
When you get the bite, how do you get the bite exactly? What do you do?
See, it's quite tricky because it's such a fine line, isn't it?
Yep. Which pedals do you use for that though?
To get your, it's your clutch pedal for you to get your biting point.
What else do you do before that exit? Before you find the bite, there's something else you got to do. Even if you go to 1.
So if you're in first, you need to add a little bit of gas
that's
as well.
Because without the gas, it does work. Was it diesel, do you know, before, or petrol?
It's diesel. I have been reading up a little bit about the difference between petrol and diesel because I didn't know there was a difference.
What is the difference then when you're moving off, especially this is the main difference?
From what I've read, in a diesel, you can kind of move off at slow speeds just using your clutch.
Yeah, that's it. Petrols, that wouldn't work.
No.
Because you could, it depends, if you've got a massive engine you could, but you would strain it. You can in this car, that you shouldn't. You can even go in 2 with no gas and move off in 2 because you've got so much torque. I won't go into that, but torque is either way it moves away. It's like gives you more power. There's like speed and power, but torque is either way, it kind of pulls you forward quite hard. Yeah, so you've gone clutch down 1, bit of gas. How much gas do you need roughly?
I think you need to try and get your rev counter to about 10.
Yep, that's it. This one, by the way, is like 1, 2, 3, because the other one might be 10, 20, 30. This one's like 1 to 6. You see where it goes red? What does that mean where the red line is?
I'm not sure.
That's when your engine's going to blow, so you don't want anywhere near that.
Oh no.
The most revs you would ever have is probably 3, even at the most, that's quite a lot. I think when you're doing 70, it's on 2.5, so
right.
5th gear, so it's no, you don't want too many revs at all. Yeah, so we've gone clutch 1, gas, clutch. What do you do next?
Handbrake.
What comes first before that?
Oh no, sorry.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, your mirrors, your blind spot.
Yeah. Where is the blind spot? Because there's different ones.
Well, if you're moving off, then I would look to the right-hand side.
That's good. There is one there, but you don't have to check that one. The reason being, like now, there's virtually no chance of anyone being there because it's just a wall and you can't really have, you could, but very annoying. So where you're sitting as well, you can see that blind spot kind of out that mirror, not exactly, but to me, for example, that is my blind spot because I can't see a thing unless I do that. Whereas I can see your blind spot, if I go like that, I can see it without really looking. I can actually see it in the middle mirror. It's a bit of an instructor's trick, so I can see out your blind spot in the mirror. But yeah, so yeah, minimum is middle mirror, right blind spot. What else would you do then? Final thing, just before you take the handbrake off, maybe. At the moment, you wouldn't have to.
So I've done all my checks.
Yep.
Hands on the wheel.
And at the moment, you would. So there's one thing that happened now that means you would have to do it. Because what's changing around us now?
I'm not sure.
So that car that passed, what would you do to warn them that you're going to move off? Something they didn't do when they turned the corner.
I think use your, I don't know.
So you just sit up to use it as the indicator.
Oh, right, so
it.
yeah.
So the reason you teach those, by the way, if you ask people, it gets you thinking more. If I just tell you everything, it doesn't get you thinking.
Yeah.
So I might ask you a lot, which can be annoying, but it's just a good way of teaching. One thing about the signals in this car, to make sure I'm right, if you put them on very softly, you don't get this in the voxel. You push them softly like that, it goes 3 times and goes off. Or the same for when you go left, it's like 3 times and goes off. So that isn't much good for moving away because you could do that and it goes off, someone thinks you change your mind. So it's got to be right up all the way, it stays on, and then you take it off. It's quite a handy feature to have when you come off from a little roundabout, for example. You could just go like that and you don't have to think about coming on and off. That's the only real difference in this car compared to the other one, apart from it's smaller, it's about the same. Do you know what engine you had before? 1.6, I mean.
I don't know.
No. Just wondering, this feels about the same because they're all roughly the same, like it's a normal car. So that's the full moving off procedure. Let's just get used to the pedals there. If you want to go clutch down all the way,
Okay.
and then if I go into 1, and then just spin a clutch on its own and get like a feel for the biting point, just so you get used to a different car. It's quite sort of mid-range in this one. That's
so
good.
that was it.
That's it. So what's that actually doing in the engine? What's the clutch doing there?
I think it's got something to do with the plates.
Yep, that's it. If you go clutch right there now, and then just try and find that point again, because the more you do this, the more used to it you get. That's good. Yeah, that's easy. And then clutch right down all the way. And then before your clutch comes up, what must you do now? Because if you lift it now, you'll stall. So what would you do?
Add some gas.
What if you don't want to go there? Like, what if you want to sit still? That's how if in a traffic jam you don't want to keep your feet down for too long. What could you do?
Could you use the clutch to keep you where you are? Or?
Yeah, what could you do if you want to bring your clutch off? If you want to kind of rest your foot, what gear do you need?
I'm not sure.
So it's that neutral. So it's always been neutral if you lift your foot. So if you want to go to neutral now,
okay.
It's just so I can explain this stuff because if you sit with your feet down, you can, but you kind of make sure it's all. So yeah, the only time you can ever lift your clutch all the way is if you're moving, like if you change your gear or if you're in neutral. Because if you want, you go clutch all the way, you get the stall. I'm just going to draw this diagram about the clutch. So you mentioned about 2 plates. Draw this thing there. I'll test this now, by the way, this camera, if I move like that should be looking at this. I tried that the other day and that was looking dead on my lap.
Was it?
Hopefully that should be right.
Hopefully you've got it spot on.
So your clutch is a mechanism that, like you said, connects the 2 plates. So when your clutch is down, what's happening with the 2 plates?
Clutch is down. I would imagine they're not moving at that point.
How are they? Because they can be together and they can be apart, but which one would it be if the clutch is down?
I think together.
So when they're down, the way they're disconnected.
Right.
Because this is the stuff. You don't need to know much about mechanics, by the way, but this stuff can be a bit boring. But it's one of the few things you need to know.
It's useful to know, isn't it?
Yeah. Because if you don't know what's happening when you're saying clutch down, clutch up, you can't imagine. You can't kind of picture what's
Gives
going
you a
on.
better understanding of what is happening if you know how things work.
So that's your engine over there, roughly. It doesn't really look anything like this, but it's the way of thinking about it. In reality, it looks like a kind of horseshoe, but you kind of think of two kind of plates coming together. So engine over there, tyres over there. What is the biting point? Because you mentioned that before I did that. The biting point you just found, what exactly is that?
Is that where the plates then start?
That's it. Yep, we're going to lock it. That's good. So where is it roughly when you brought that up? Where did it feel like it was?
I'm not sure how to explain. I know with my foot.
How far up was it?
I'd say about halfway.
Yeah, that's good. So it's normally about halfway in most cars, which is somewhere around there. It can be different. If it's a brand new car, it tends to be down the bottom. If it's an older car, it can come up higher because it kind of wears down. It's about the thickness for paint corn, which is not quite thick. It's a bit too thick. That's roughly how thick it'll be. This is where you said about diesel and petrol. Diesels, it's not, but it feels thicker because like petrol, it's very precise, like a thin band. In the diesel, it's a little bit easier to find. But if you do it well, it doesn't matter what you're in because you can do it in either. The way I'll teach you can drive anything, by the way. I don't know about electric cars, never tried electric, but I suppose it's about the same. So, yeah, the biting point is that very bottom bit where it's just about going to start to kind of pull. When you take the handbrake off, you start to move. How much do you lift the clutch?
Slowly.
Yep, that's good. What happens if you do it too quickly?
You'd stall.
Yep. So how fast is too fast? You can't really say because it depends on the car. That's what we're going to practice now. The stall. Do you know what the stall actually is? Or technically, what is it? Because you sort of visualise what's happening in the engine. It's a little bit easier to understand.
I can describe how I think. I mean, it might not be a technical explanation, but to me, it would be when the engine cuts out.
Yep. So as these two come together too quick, they can't handle the speed and they kind of pull apart or whatever. Yeah, could say. That's good. Right, so just move this camera back. I might sometimes forget to move this, by the way. You might be staring at me feet sometimes. I should go about there.
So you wouldn't even really.
No, you don't know, is there?
No,
people
don't know
expect
it's
a massive camera, but it's only a tiny thing. The next one again is even smaller than that. It's about that big.
Oh wow.
But,
so it's just amazing how something so small can film so much, isn't it?
They do get, by the way, if you touch them, really hot, so be careful of that. I know you probably won't if you touch them, they're like roasting hot, because they record so much data, they're burning hot sometimes. So I'll burn my finger. Right, so let's put that into practice. So I'll talk through to begin with. Let's give that a go. Because of where you are, I won't put the camera there because I think you might bash you with your knees.
Right.
You might not, but I'll leave it off for now. We'll do that in future videos if you do anymore. Right, so I'll talk through that, but you can probably do it with what you did before. So it's clutch down all the way. A lot of times you might start looking at your feet, by the way, because I have to. It looks a bit weird, but I have to kind of stare at your feet when you teach someone.
No, that's fine.
So clutch down all the way, over into first, and then like I said, a little bit of gas.
No, gas first.
That's it. It's always, well, not always, but nearly always gas first. Because if you do the clutch to begin with, you're setting power, which isn't there.
Oh,
you
right.
kind of set the power, then the clutch up. You rarely ever do the clutch first. That's a bad habit to have.
Oh, right.
So it's always gas clutch. Try not as well. I know you haven't because you haven't even driven yet. But try not to do sort of brake clutch because some people sit on the brake and lifting the clutch with the brake on. It's always gas clutch all the time.
Okay.
If you do that, it's a good habit to get into. So a little bit of revs, about 1.5-ish. And that is really good. That's about 1.1 whatever. As long as it's above 1, it's good.
Oh, it's really hard to kind of balance.
It'll take a few lessons to get used to it, but that's good there.
Is that okay there?
That's good. Try and find that biting point like before. That's good. That's really good. Right, so would it be safe for us to go? Good. Would you need to indicate or not?
No, I think I'd better
That's good. If you're not sure you do it anyway, that's only bad if someone's about to pass, but that's a safe way of doing it to begin with. But eventually, if you don't need to, don't bother. Okay, let's see how that goes. So, just because you haven't driven this car before, I'll help a little bit. So, handbrake, oh, that car's going to come in. So what would you do now to tell that car you're not going to move? That's good.
Stop the signal.
We're not going to talk about a test much, but say if you signal now and he lets you go, that is not good, because it means you made them stop. So you mustn't make anyone stop and let you go.
Oh, right.
We'll do that later on, we'll talk about that, but just an example, just so you know what the kind of standard you're aiming for.
Okay.
Okay, so would you need to indicate now?
Don't need to, but...
So, don't bother.
Okay.
If you don't need to, there's no point. You could, anyone in that blind spot again, just because it's been a while since we did. No, I know there's virtually no chance of anyone coming out the hedge, but just in case. Right, let's get going.
Okay.
Do you think you'll be okay with the gears, or do you want to go over the gears before you change? Because I don't know how much you did before about the gears.
I think I'm okay with the first kind of gears.
Just want to build up a little bit of speed just to get a feel. The braking for the moment, don't worry about too much. I might do it for you, I might not. It's hard on the first lesson because I've got to kind of guess, you know, exactly what you've done before. Just try and get to second out, see how that goes. That's good. So that shows me you've done it before, because if you hadn't, you couldn't do that at all. Just pull up on the left, somewhere safe. I won't say where. If you're not sure how, let me know, but otherwise I'll leave it up to you.
So I could have a signal thing.
What else must you do there? That's good. And then, what order did you normally do that in? You don't have to, but what's the best order to do that in when you pull over and you do the gears and that?
Probably get into gear first.
But normally what you do is you go handbrake on, then the gear. So imagine if you go handbrake on there. You imagine now if you do accidentally lift your clutch up, you won't go anywhere. Like that, because you'll stall, but you won't go anywhere. If your handbrake wasn't on, then you go flying forwards. So it doesn't have to be, but it should be if you can. Handbrake and neutral.
Right.
So don't worry about these things like if you go neutral handbrake, you're not gonna, you're not gonna fail whatever. But it's just because your handbrake on neutral is the best way.
That does make sense though.
Yeah. So normally your hand is like in an arc. If I'm squinting, by the way, it's because of the sun. So normally your hand goes handbrake, gear, signal comes off if you've signalled to pull over.
Right.
Okay, so before you turn back on, do you remember the two things we said you need to check before you'd safe to turn
moving
on?
off again. You need to check blind
Apart
spot.
from that, what else do you need to do? Well, like the cockpit drill, or the side of safety checks that we did. There's two controls that cause mine. There's a handbrake, and what else do you need to do?
Not sure.
So which gear should that be in when you turn on? That's it.
First or neutral.
That's it, neutral is good. Can you turn on in gear or not? Does it matter?
I don't know, to be honest, and I don't know if it does matter.
It doesn't really matter as long as you clutch it down, because if you go clutch down all the way, you can turn on in gear, but it's not really recommended because you might forget you're in gear and then clutch up, and you might go to put in one, you're already in one. So it's a good habit when you begin to go handbrake and neutral and turn back on, but you don't absolutely have to. When might it be good to not do all that? Like when might you need to turn on and get moving again quite quickly? You may have done this in the past, I don't know.
I haven't, no.
So imagine you're on a high street or something like that. If you stall, you don't really want to go and handbrake, neutral, turn back on. You can, but it's a lot quicker to drop the clutch, leave in one, turn back on. That's okay, because the main thing is to get moving again, not so much about stopping dead. Imagine if you're rolling forwards a little bit in your stall, you don't really want to brake, you could cause more danger if someone's behind you. So you could just leave the clutch down, turn back on in one, get going again. No ideal, ideally you don't stall anyway, but you can do that.
Okay.
But there are many exceptions, there's no hard and fast rule, but it's generally better handbrake on, neutral, that'll be good. Well, so to turn this particular car on, you've got to go fully off and then fully on, because you can't just turn it on again this one. Some you can, this one you can't. It's like a safety measure thing. Okay, let's turn back on there.
And then switch back on.
I'll leave this here off now because it's not too
quite warm now, isn't it?
Right, let's turn fully back on.
Oh.
That's it. The thing I didn't mention before, by the way, I forgot to say about is if you look at the revs, see the revs running below 1 now, just below 1. When I said about how do you know if the car's turned on, if it's really loud on a high street, you may not be able to tell if it's on or not. So you look at the revs, if they're on below 1, just below 1, it's turned on. If they're on like 0, it's turned off. You can sound obvious now, especially with the window down, you can hear the engine more. But it's easy to be trying to move off when the car's turned off. It sounds daft, but you'll probably do it at some point, because it's easy to do them.
Okay.
Right, so moving off here, what's going to be different about this, maybe?
Because we're on a slight hill, aren't we?
Yep. I know this might sound daft because you're going up or down.
It's going down.
Yeah, some people just say, we've got to check, some people have trouble hills. Yeah, so it's going up there but down here. So going down, how do you move off going down? There's a different way you can do it. We're not too bothered about this for now, but there is a totally different way you can move down the hill.
I would not put any gas on.
Yep, that's it.
But then would I not stall though?
What you can do, we'll go this later on because for the moment it doesn't matter that much, but you can hold your brake down, take your handbrake off, and you can just roll away.
Right.
But that's a different method. For the moment we'll do the same as a flat one because there's 3 cars are moving off. There's downhill, so there's flat downhill and uphill. But for the moment, it won't make much difference because it's not really much of a hill. So you need a bigger hill really to be moving off downhill to be using that different method. Okay, so we'll go moving off before. There is normally a lot more driving in this, by the way. It's the first one, there's a lot of talking because I've got to check in all this
That's
stuff.
fine, no, absolutely fine.
But normally you get in and you drive, you probably get tired of it. Is that car pulling off in the distance or is he just parked there? So I thought he was coming out his drive, but it's just, looks like he's just sitting there. No, anyway, right, so let's give that a go.
Okay.
So it's a clutch, yeah, good. And before the check-in, what do you need to do? Just so you're ready to go.
Oh, gas,
That's
it.
When you get more used to all this, you don't have to because you can kind of do it all together. You kind of pedals, look, it becomes one.
It becomes more second nature.
That's it. It's not trying to walk. If you think about how to walk, you'll be tripping over yourself. But you can do it quicker and quicker the better you get at it. That's good. That bottom one's really good because you're not moving at all. It's nice and secure.
So you can use your clutch, can't you, to kind of keep you stationary.
That's it. That's your clutch control, yeah. We'll do that later on, maybe. Not maybe today, I don't know. Okay.
It's just things I've been reading about, but it's, putting them into practice, isn't it?
That's good. And you need to indicate.
Yeah. No, I don't need to, but...
No, so you can seem weird that because you think, well, I need to, but no one about it. He won't matter because, well, he or she, whatever. That creaking, what does that mean?
I don't know, it's just scared me.
So, that clutch is a little bit high. If you get the clutch fully down, I'll explain one thing here. If you come off your pedals for now, because this is quite hard to explain. When you're driving, you don't normally sit with your pedals set. So normally you go one, you go gas, clutch, you set them, and you go quite soon after. When you're learning, it's awkward because you can't do that quick. You've got to kind of get used to going gas, clutch, look. But normally you wouldn't do that. Normally you would just go gas, clutch, look, go. If you leave them set for too long, that noise of the handbrake. Because which wheels did you say the handbrake was working on?
The back wheels.
Yep. Which one does the engine work on? Or which ones does the engine work on?
The front.
Yep. So your front is more powerful than the back, as it were. Your engine will pull harder than your handbrake can resist. So I won't do it now because that car, but when that car's gone, if I do it creaking a bit, it's a little bit high and it creaks and moves.
Wow.
So it's when your handbrake, so when your clutch is too high. So if you get that noise, just clutch down a tiny, like a millimetre down. Whenever you say a little bit, it's about the thickness of a credit card.
It's such a fine line, isn't it? It's quite scary, isn't it?
It's not one of them black things there, the little black air vents. If people can't see that, it's like a little black air vent and it's just about really thin like that. So one of those. Yeah, the difference with right and wrong is that much when you drive. It seems easier when you're used to it, but it's harder when you're not. Okay, so just clutch a little bit high, but that's why you do the downhill moving off normally, because it's not really bad that because you are going downhill, so it's more likely to creak than not. Okay, let's get ready to go.
Okay.
The reason, by the way, I'm always looking all around is just in case you do accidentally move off, I've got to be ready to know if you can go.
Yeah.
So if you see me checking around all that, it's because I'm kind of ready for you to move.
That's fine.
I know you probably won't, but just in case. So that was good before, just to clutch a tiny fraction lower, like a millimetre or so lower. That's good. So without rushing it, can we go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. So again, I'll leave this up to you, second, third, or whatever. That's up to you.
So I'll just go with what I feel.
That's it. Because the less I say, the better you're doing. So I'm just going to sit back and not say much about this. Unless that car's going really slow, it's just parked there. It's like he's coming out his drive.
I see a car there as well.
That's good. So is anyone behind us?
No.
Nope. We'll go over that more later on because for now it's just really controls we're looking at, but the mirrors are really handy. So I'm just going to follow it around the bend, and then we're not going to bother about speed for now, speed's good. So we're going to pull up on the left somewhere just before the white car.
Okay.
So do you need to indicate or not?
No.
No, that's good. We'll go over braking in more detail soon, that's really good. And was that rumbling a bit there? That's good. And then just if you can steer left a little bit and get a little bit closer in.
Okay.
I'm deliberately not saying how because I'm trying not to be too helpful, just so I know what you can do. That's good. Yeah, that's fine now.
Okay.
That's it. Which order did you just say you have to do the things in?
Handbrake.
That's good. I'll often be deliberately very vague, like saying things, so I don't remind you what I'm talking about. That's good. So when you pull over, just briefly on this, we won't go over this much for now. How do you brake? Because there's different ways you can do it. There's two main ways.
I would feel more comfortable braking with the foot and the parking brake, but there is ways of doing it with the clutch, isn't there? Kind of.
Yeah, that's it. So with the clutch, should that go down before or after the brake? Or doesn't it matter?
I'm not sure. I would put it down before you stop.
Yep, that's it. Just for what you did there was good because you're braking, then your clutch is going down. Just grab this diagram again.
Okay.
I won't move that camera around because it's the same diagram. But when your clutch is up, your engine is connected to your tyres. So your wheels, tyres, whatever you call them, we just call them tyres. So normally you sort of come off the gas and that will slow your car down. Because your clutch is still up, your engine's still connected to your tyres. So it's helping you to slow down. So if you brake like that with your clutch up, it's better. It's more powerful braking. But when does your clutch have to go down? Because there comes a time when you've got to get it down.
Just before you come to a stop.
That's good. What happens if you don't do that, if you just brake and leave it up?
I'm not sure what would happen in that case.
It'll bang like stall. So the same as when you move off. You can stall when you're braking, the same as when you move away. Because you'd start the other way around. Sort of braking is just the opposite.
So if I brake pulling up and I don't put my clutch down, then
you stall. That's it. But you didn't know it was good, because the bad way of doing it is if you go clutch down then brake. Why is that not so good in general? It depends on the situation that you're in, but in general.
I'm not 100% sure, but I would imagine it would be because of wear on your clutch.
Yep, because what it does is when you get clutch down, it's just the brakes on their own working. You've lost the assistance, the power assistance of the clutch. So if you go brake with the clutch up, you got the brake plus the clutch working together. It's really good. If you go clutch down then brake, it's just the brakes on their own working. It will work, but it feels weird. You'll see when we do it later on. You're braking harder and harder. It doesn't feel the same. It's quite strange braking.
Right.
So we won't get into that too much for now, but that will come in later on. So we did first and second gear there. Do you think we'll be okay with third or not?
Yeah.
Yep. One tip with third, just to sort of make this easy for you. This particular car, you can be very light on the gears, so you can sort of go up, let go, up, easy. You don't have to push it at all, because some cars I know you have to push quite hard, but this one sort of falls like that. It's really soft and easy.
It really is, isn't it?
So if you try and force it, you could get 1. What happens if you get 1 instead of 3? When you're sort of accelerating, you go down to 1 by mistake.
Would you stall?
Yep, you get a massive ox smash. It feels like someone going like that on the brake pedal. It's like brake on, off, on, off, on, off. It isn't the brakes, it's your engine, but it feels like the brakes, and it's really bad. Because when you brake, how do people know you're slowing down?
Brake lights at the back of the car.
If you do it with the gear, you don't get brake lights to smash.
Right.
Anyone will be able to play in the back of you unless they're paying attention.
That does make sense.
Yeah, so I don't want to worry about it, but if you get the wrong gear, it can be disastrous.
No, I am a little bit worried now.
I know, that's good. 4 is easy, it's just straight down, easy. Probably won't bother with 4 today. Okay, so when you're ready, a bit of a test for you now. Well, to move off using the method we did before, and then get second and third, and then we'll see how that goes.
Okay, cool.
Well, this gives me a good idea of what your control's like.
I think I'm going to struggle just getting the right amount of gas.
I'm not going to help you now because I want to see if you can do this, because I think you can do a bit more than I thought. That's good, nice and smooth. Your moving is really good because you got no jumps at all, it's no banging around or anything.
That's good.
One thing with the gears, try not to look down, because if you look down when you change, you could look up and it's too late. That was only a very quick look, but even if you look down at 1 second, look up, bang, that runs it.
But it feels like if I'm looking anywhere else but head, my hands follow what my eyes are doing.
You will naturally, when you drive, you get rid of that because you kind of change the way your brain works.
Like that, for example.
That's it. So good gear change, try and looking down. So we're going to pull up on the left, just round where that fence is, somewhere that brown fence. Doesn't matter where, as long as you're not opposite that car.
Brown fence.
We're not bothered about the road as well for now. Yes. So when will the clutch go down?
Oh.
So if you don't get that bang, I'll let that happen.
That's what happens.
That's it. I'll let it happen there because if I don't, you wouldn't know what happens. So there's no danger there, no one around, so that's okay. But that's what I do more next time about the braking. So you go brake, clutch right down, but that's why you got to be careful.
So then at what point exactly should you then start to put the clutch down?
Good question. What is when the revs are low. So why made that stall then? Because before it didn't stall, but why not the clutch? But why did that feel different then?
I think I must have left it too late to put the clutch down.
Yep. So which gear was you in then?
Oh.
That's it. So, because the higher the gear in, the more the brake feels different.
Oh, that's why.
Because in two is more like a low speed gear. You can brake and brake and brake and it will resist. Whereas 3, it doesn't resist so well. So 3, that's the clutch has to go down a bit
That's
earlier.
number one mistake I made there. I
That's it.
didn't change my gear down.
That's right. That will come in more next time the braking, because now it's just like basic moving and whatever, moving off. Okay, so before you turn on, what do you need to do? There's one more little bit of moving we're going to do, then I'll drive you back and we'll make a few plans.
Before I switch the engine back on.
Yeah. Do you remember those 2 checks we did? The safety checks.
With the gears and the handbrake.
Yeah, that's good. Because you're not there, but imagine if you stalled and left in third, you turn on now, you kind of choke the engine because it turns on and stalls or whatever. Yeah, so handbrake's on, gears there. Yeah, running, let's turn back on.
Okay.
Right,
I know, that's it, you've got to turn it off first.
The reason for that, by the way, is if you turn the car on and it's already on, it does a lot of damage, but this one it won't let you. Because I think Vauxhalls, I think you can, so you still have a quarter. If you turn it on when it's already on, you get that horrible sound. And
it causes damage?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
I don't know much about mechanics, but it doesn't sound good. So you don't know we're doing that too much. Okay, so where we are now doesn't matter, and then normally you wouldn't park opposite the road. We're not bothered because the more into lessons you get, the more you do. The standard's set high at the end, so eventually this would be enough for, to not be good. To sort of fairly test it. But anyway, so we're going to move off again, get second, and pull up on the left just before that little, whatever colour it's got, silver in the car. Oh. So why is that moving there?
Because my handbrake's not on.
Yep, that clutch is a little bit high. So that's good, the clutch is a little, that's good, that is good. That's it. Okay, so what's in the blind spot now?
Nothing.
Yep, that's good. Because our road could be someone there, not now, but there could be someone coming out there. Because before there wasn't much could have been in the blind spot, but now there could be someone coming out that road.
I need to get used to checking all this though.
Yep.
So it becomes second nature.
What else would you need to do now? That car's on. That's good.
Okay.
That's it. Try not to do with left hand, though, he's not signaling, is it?
Oh no, I'll just
That's right. So, is he going or not? Yeah, he's gone. Okay, so let's go on there. So I'll get lost. I'm not so much now because I want to see if you can work it out.
Okay.
When you drive, the point of all this is eventually you're going to win your own.
I know, I need to know these things, don't I? Oh. Right.
That's good. So try second without looking down, just keep looking straight on. That's good. Okay, so this time when you pull over, the revs are quite low already, so if we do the usual kind of mirror signal, so no gears at all, you've got a mirror signal left. Oh, I don't need to go over.
Oh.
That's right. You don't have to know on around, but so that clutch down is good because you're not going too fast, so it's not too bad.
But I'm concentrating too much on what my feet are doing. I need to, remember all these little things. It's quite hard, isn't it? To remember everything. Right. I know, handbrake first.
That's it, that's good. That's good. Running, let's turn off the edge for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot to go over there. That's a lot, kind of run over, but that's with what you've done before. That should all be, stuff you've done before.
Yeah.
Like the braking, the clutch, that kind of thing. We'll come back to that next time. But that's the main thing this time is the braking.
I think I've been taught some bad habits.
Yeah. I mean, the gears going up are good because you got 3. We didn't get 4, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, that's still good. Running. So if you want to swap over, I'll drive you back. And
okay,
I'll go over a few things, and then we'll make a plan.
That's perfect.
Okay, so there you go. That's what it's like to meet new people. So, how did that go? Well, yeah, it was good. Nothing wrong on her part. There's a few things I got wrong, but that's just when you're being filmed and you're under more pressure. Yeah, that was alright. I mean, the first lesson is a bit of a kind of you kind of hop around from one topic to another because you want to get as much as you can. You want to find out what they've been taught before. It's much more difficult teaching the people who's been taught before. It's easy when they haven't been taught anything because they're the kind of a clean slate. You can work from the beginning to the end with them. But yeah, no great problem there. That's quite good. So we'll do some more videos soon maybe, and I'll let you know how those go. If not, then I don't know. We'll see how it goes because I've got to plan the times we're going to do and the days we're free, whatever. But hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you appreciate that. Thanks to the people, that was good. Not many people will put themselves forward to be filmed like that, so I do appreciate that. So I'm going to get home now, edit the video, and I'll see you again soon.